what said did you claim it? It's that Xbox, spin the block his legs live. Fast talker, no wriggling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That flash make it a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's the matter with King? No respect to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot, what said did you claim?
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Said what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. And on this incredible Monday, hell yeah, we're dragging behind into Monday. Boy, this has been one long weekend with a lot of stuff getting done. And if you got a chance to watch Iron Lord's podcast yesterday with me and my pod mates, whew, freakins' baby oil. That's all I got to say. If you know, you know. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. With Fred Flintstone too. And a lot of monkeys. A whole lot of monkeys. Some would say Diddy was involved. Playboy. If you know, you know. I highly suggest you go watch that episode. Excuse me. And I want to say thank you for everybody that supported with views, likes, shares, and donations, super chats, interactions, being part of. Being part of makes it a greater experience because we don't do it just for ourselves. We do it with you, for you, and because of you most of the time. To be honest with you, a lot of that stuff that goes on is wild. And I'm happy that Iron Lords can show the way for people to stop taking themselves so god daggone serious. Bro, a lot of you content creators are just that. You don't make any games. You report on games. You're telling the story of somebody else's life. So stop taking yourself so seriously. You know, dudes is like, you know, we gotta make sure that we are 100%. Man, get the hell off my timeline, bro. You're not that important. If half of you content creators disappear tomorrow, nobody will miss you because they're only really here for the games. And I understand that part. That's why I bring comedy. Now, speaking of bringing comedy, I also come bearing gifts. Oh, George Parcells, member for 29 months. I salute you, soldier. My hands is full. Soldier X rank. 29 months, brother. Hashtag no PlayStation 6 E-Day. Beta was fire. Can't wait for the open to get back up. That's facts. Yo, listen. I got nothing but gifts. Now, remember when I told you guys I was going to figure out how to do these loot boxes, right? And I came up with this epiphany. I'm going to be doing loot boxes once a month for members. This is the boxes that they would ship out to you, and the King endorses loot crates. So, hold on, my chair is stuck on one of the loot crates. Stop it. One of y'all gonna get a box that's kind of a little dented by the chair, so you can remember this episode when you see it. All right, so first of all, I want to give a shout out to who's up in there. That's George Parcells for being number one. I salute you, soldier. Bobby Say, Lamont Davis, Matthew Leach. Let's get it. Big Mad Mo, what's going on? Calvin, what's going on? DX Thang. Yes, sir. Eric Von Eric. Yes, sir. Let's get back to that. Now, I have a ton of merch. And I was just trying to figure it out because I don't want to become a hoarder. But fun merch like Cuphead, well, you won't get these because I ain't gonna hold you. Cuphead and Mugman, they're my best friends. They actually talk to me when I'm doing the show. They be like, I'll be like, yo, should I do that? They be like, yo, go do it, do it, do it, do it. Yo, you know the Kermit the Frog with the black hoodie up? Do it, do it, do it. The Dark Side Sith, Kermit the Frog. Hell yeah, do it, do it, do it. So anytime you see me doing something crazy, Cuphead told me to do it. Mugman be doing the wild stuff. He on the Diddy side and stuff. You know, he be like, having me say slick stuff. But I have a box there. I have 3 big bags, and I'm going to make some of the best loot boxes that you guys have ever seen. And no loot box will be the same. I want you guys to share it out on social media. Let people know that this community is absolutely real. Because I know it's a hard sell for a lot of you guys to get out to these shows. I absolutely know it, and I respect it. So this is the reason why every time I'm at the shows, I go live so I can talk to you about what's going on at the shows or whatever. Give you some, what's happening on the ground. Because when I was on the outside looking in, I always wanted to know what was going on, like what's really happening. And that was back in the days where I had to rely on a VHS tape that came out or a magazine, and we didn't have shows. So I gotta give a shout out to G4 TV. That was, they gave us some inside baseball, and that was our way into the industry to understand that stuff. So the more information that I can bring back to you guys, that's the best that I can do. And then when I'm getting all this merch, when I come back, I'm getting a ton of wild different stuff. Like, let me see. What's something? Well, okay. Here's one. This is from the Dustborn. Bingo. I told you I like plushies. I ain't gonna hold you. I like plushies. So somebody's gonna get that. And it's more stuff. So how I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna go to my analytics, and I'm going to go to my members, and I'm going to take the top 4 rated members. That's that's the best way for a reward, right? And you got to look at it this way. That means that those members interacted, shared, liked, was a part of, and viewed a lot, right? So that means for that level of commitment, hold on 1 second. What is Attic up to? Yes, sir. What are you up to, sir?
So I know you're live. Let's be quick. They dropped a huge thing of lore when it comes to Fable. If you want to look over it with your stream.
Okay. Put it in the chat.
If you want, I could jump in and explain stuff to you and your audience.
You see, Attic wants to interact absolutely bad, and I have a whole show lined up with like a bunch of stuff, and here he comes derailing my show. I have a whole bunch of stuff lined up here.
And this is the biggest game that's coming out. So.
It's the biggest game for you.
No, it's their biggest game. Let's be honest here. Besides Gears E, there ain't nothing even close to.
All right, listen. You know what it is? Put it in the chat, and then I'll let my team decide if you're. Look! They said, "Give me that Fable lore, Addict." George Parcells is he's standing for you right now. Let me see. Let me put this app, and let me see. You put it in the app already?
I sent it to you on Facebook.
All right, I'm looking right now. Let's see what.
It's when Carl gave it to me, I was like, it ain't nothing. But I read it, I'm like, oh God, like this is. They're doing some crazy stuff with this game, like some wild stuff with this game.
Also, it might be Auntie of War. Okay, so what is this? Albion. Yo, this. Wait a second. Oh, this is just like this is a pre-order landing page.
No.
Yes. and then it gives you all of this other information about it.
Yeah, so pretty much it's
All right. So, all right, I'm just gonna have you come on. I'm just gonna jump into Discord. All right, bye.
All right.
You see how he hijacks my show? You saw it, right? I just want y'all to know he did that. Okay, so now we're going to have Fable Addicton right now. All right, let me jump in King's Front Line for gamers. And this is ridiculous. Yo, it wasn't even like it was super chatted for. It wasn't even like you guys super chatted for this. Addict came in. Yeah, they can hear you.
I gotta put my headset on.
Yeah, put your headset on. Addict comes in here, hijacks the show, and now we're talking about Fable.
Yes, and it's perfectly okay.
All right, so he sent me the link, and this is the History of Albion Part 1, August 10th, 2026. I'm gonna let Addict, you on the page right now, so you can just
Yeah. So essentially, in the original game, we saw Jack of Blades, but we were still wondering if like they were going to do anything with, because Jack of Blades comes from a group. It comes from like Jack of Blades is essentially an alien from a different universe or galaxy, or wherever you want to say.
I thought he was a person.
No, he Jack of Blades is an entity in the mask. It's not the person.
Oh, okay. So the mask
that
can go on to anybody.
He possess anything that put that mask on. He possesses.
Oh, so he's like the mask, like the movie The Mask, so like the green mask.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
And he always wears the same appearance. Like he tries to like get on like the strongest people that he can, and he uses them to commit his atrocities.
So the mask is sentient.
Yes. So but the reason it's like that is because the very first hero was the dude named William. William was able to achieve powers, and he fought the court because the court showed up nowhere out of nothing. If you look down, you'll see like murals.
Yeah, I'm looking at them right now.
Right.
Yeah, I'm looking at the
mural. Is the court, which is actually who the court was, which I didn't think they were going to bring Jack of Blades back. They're bringing the whole court back.
Oh.
Like the court is the Jack of Blades, the Queen of Blades, and the Knight of Blades.
So that's these people on the side over here, the red people in the red.
The left. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So essentially, they ran the whole world for decades or something. I can't remember how long it was, but their whole point is like, you guys are going to bend the knee. And every time they didn't, they would like flood the world, kill half the population. They caused a bunch of blights, a bunch of sickness. That they would just catch like whole cities on fire. Like they and then eventually the people bent the knee. They're like, okay, we're never getting rid of you. You're way too powerful. We have no clue how to fight you. So that's what happened. And then they ruled them for an X amount of time. And then William, which is the people on the right,
these guys, the ones in armor.
In the original lore,
that's Phil Spencer right there, the gold one. That's Phil Spencer, the Aurelius. Okay.
No, the one at the top is William.
Okay.
I assume it's William. So William, originally he was the only person. There was no two people below him. It was just William. But they've changed that. Now William has two acolytes, which is the hero Blood.
Okay.
And the hero Bauer. I don't know who they are, but apparently, like the whole point of this is to be like a historian is supposedly writing in the Fable universe, saying, "Look, this is the history of Albion. These three people fought these three people. They defeated them, but is that what really happened?"
Oh,
because they're saying, or is the Hero Guild the people that supposedly quote unquote the victors? Are they making the court up because they want to maintain power? Because they want like a bigger boogeyman that they need to be in power.
So they could theoretically be the bad guys masquerading and then acting like they. But I understand what you're saying. Like, so the good guys could theoretically be the bad guys, acting like they vanquished the bad guys, but they really the bad guys.
I don't think that's going to be that.
So
I think
they could really be Sony, like when they deal with the physical. so theoretically, they could be playing the whole "we nice" and then they not, and they really the bad guy.
Well, see,
all right.
In the original lore, the reason that William was ever able to defeat the court is because he caught Jack of Blades slipping, and he took his. If you look at the second set of mirrors at the bottom, you see the person fighting Jack of Blades is in the middle.
Yeah.
And you see the sword that Jack of Blades is dropping.
Yeah.
In the original lore, William snatched that and he used it.
Oh,
that sword. It's called the Sword of Aeons.
So that why on the right hand side the sword is stabbed in William's chest, or is that on his back? It looked like it was on his back. It's on his back. Is that on his back? Like he stole that sword.
Yeah, most likely he took the sword.
Okay.
Because he uses that sword because the Queen of Blades is technically stronger than Jack of Blades, and he uses that sword and kills the Knight of Blades instantly. Like the power wasn't even remotely the same at that. And then he fought like the Queen of Blades because at this point Jack's missing. Jack barely survived with his life, but he lost his sword.
Okay.
And then he kills the Queen of Blades in the original lore. That he thinks everything's good. Jack's done, like the court's out. But then Jack of Blades shows back up and they fight, and William kills Jack of Blades. But instead of Jack of Blades dying, he put his soul into his mask and threw his mask in the void.
Oh.
And then he put that mask in the real world, in Albion, and essentially what happened is from then on, going forward, anyone that picks that mask up and puts it on gains Jack of Blades powers, and it's like this forbidden mask that people know you gain powers, but what they didn't know is you're not yourself anymore. Jack of Blades possesses your body.
Okay, so Jack of Blades. All right, so this is like a take on The Mask. If anybody's seen The Mask, the movie, I like the movie The Mask. And the mask is sentient, but the mask can make you all powerful. And I don't know. I mean, I'm interested. I'm not going to say that this is their most important game. I think Gears E-Day got a chance,
Gears E-Day is their most important game.
Because especially if this is going to be on PlayStation, I you know how I am. You know what I'm saying? This ain't exclusive. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to be honest with you, King. I didn't think there was a chance in hell that they would bring not only Jack of Blades back, but the whole court. Because to me, it's like...
I mean, the story is dope.
Even though this is Playground, I thought, okay, if they bring the foundation of Fable into Fable, I'm okay with that. I didn't think that they would be like, because you know how it is. Ego gets in the mouth. Oh, we ain't using Lionhead shit like that. That ain't ours.
Hey, did you click on the cosplay stuff?
No, where is it?
All right. So go down to the bottom, right, and then hit news at the top on the right. And then you're going to go to featured, and they're going to be like, the history of Albion part 1. And then they got like June 7th, the pre-order of Fable Premium Edition.
Fable cosplay
but they got the cosplay guidelines. They're showing you, and you can download a PDF file right there, right? So if all my cosplay, this is where Halloween turns into a fun time, right? And I got my clothes rack over there. I send for... Why did I get a clothes rack with no hangers?
If you look down with Jack of Blades, his cosplay, do you see those masks that's on his chest?
Yo, look at this dude. The Paldron. Oh, that's Humphrey. Who's this?
You go all the way down. Jack of Blades is the last
person. Yeah, those masks that's on him.
That's supposedly the Queen of Blades mask and the Knight of Blades mask, because they all had masks.
Okay. But he got their powers?
No, he doesn't have their powers. They didn't have that. They put mask on because supposedly they wasn't human.
Oh, okay.
They didn't want to show their face. That's not their thing. That's Jack's thing because he's about to die and he threw his soul into his mask.
So listen, I want to let y'all guys know, if y'all want to dress up for Halloween as Jack of Blades or any other Fable, like you got the hero, and you got, all right, so Fable, a big can of worms has just been opened. We thought that we had to play as the female character. Well, you don't. You have 2 characters. But apparently, this character's black. Hello! So you got one black character and one ambiguous character. She could be black, she could be white. Or they could be mulatto. We have the first biracial heroes. I like this. This is working really well for me. I am really good with this. But my man Humphrey here, I want to know where Humphrey goes with this. But if
Humphrey
you
is the guild master. He's the person that's in charge
see,
of
Attic
every
knows
guild.
too much. He knows too much. This is the problem. I like to go in blind. And I know you're gonna sit there and say you're king. You played the old fables. I can look at your gamer score. Yeah, so what?
And see,
I forgot it.
in my personal opinion, Isabel, the hero of Marsh, is
Yeah.
going to end up wearing Jack of Blade's mask. I think he's going to take over her body.
That's
Because
ridiculous.
it's weird that they both have red on.
Oh, the cape, right?
Yeah, they both have red on.
Well, we'll figure it out. But y'all can definitely see me wearing this. Now, I will say this. We might have an episode where Iron Lords are dressed up as Fable characters. And that will be crazy. We can get Attic dressing up as Jack of Blades, and I can get Cog to dress up as Humphrey. I think Cog dressed up as Humphrey with the shoulder pads will look definitely dope. I'm not dressing up as Isabel, so y'all guys can get off my timeline. It ain't gonna happen.
You could dress up as what's his name? The Giant.
I like the giant. You talking about the giant with the glasses? I like him.
Yeah.
So, okay, so this is the second page here, and they got you to join the community.
And notice they have part 1.
Yeah, I know.
Drop another part to this.
I think they're going to build this story up, build all the information up, get a following, because you can join the community here. You just click on to it. There's a whole lot of interaction that you could do here, the Albion biography. And okay, that's that. But how do I join? It doesn't allow me to join. I clicked it. Well, thank you, Attic. I appreciate you for derailing the show. It's always a great time when I get a chance to hang out with my guy. But I'm going to get to Blizzard and the ABK deal.
About PlayStation. You gonna talk about PlayStation?
Well, I'm gonna talk about the ABK deal because right now Blizzard is making them bucks, and all those people that was telling me that the ABK deal was bad for business and that they should have never did it. If you're an Xbox fan, are you regretting that decision now? Are you walking back those ideas? And this is brought to you by Level Up. And who wrote this article? Oh, I guess it's just by committee over there at Level Up. Oh, President Joanna Fears celebrated the company. I don't know what the hell is that. Anyway, Blizzard becomes Xbox top studio. The company behind Overwatch, Diablo, and World of Warcraft is the best performing studio in Microsoft gaming business. Now, I want to ask you this question, people. All you people that said acquisitions are terrible. Acquisitions cause collapsion. Well, where would Xbox be without those acquisitions? Would they be this agile? Will they be the only one supporting game preservation? Will they be the only one actually holding up the gaming industry? Where the ones truly believing in generations? If they didn't get the ABK, where would they be? I think they would be full third party with no hardware in sight and their games everywhere.
Well, there was rumors before they bought ABK that if they didn't buy ABK, they were done. They were wrapping up the shop. So, regardless if we want to believe those rumors or not, I can understand like people thinking it's like, look, because at the time they thought that was the future. So, if they didn't work the way they would have, I can agree with you. I think they may have went full third party.
And that's why I was so pro ABK deal. I understood the IPs that ABK held. And it was just serendipitous at the fact that Bobby Kotick was a sleazebag, allegedly, and the company was tanking under his leadership, allegedly. Well, that's not alleged. You can just look at the finances. They wouldn't be available for sale if he wasn't such a poor leader. But Bobby did know business, and Bobby did know how to cultivate IPs, kind of like Strauss Zelnick. Could you imagine if Bobby wasn't as bad as Bobby was and he was kind of like Strauss, how Microsoft, Bobby would have been in the position to get that estimated alleged 300 million that Strauss got to show his trailer. I mean, what? Because we talked about it yesterday, Attic, right? And being that Rockstar has one of the largest IPs ever.
Said we talked about it. You got another white dude. You cheating on me? Got another one you talking
Well, I mean, you know, when the lights is off and you got on those blue ties, we don't never know. Yabba dabba do.
Oh, okay. I see.
I see you when you get to New York. Shut up. Anyway, Attic, I mean, I'm just saying, in this industry, what other title holds the same level of cachet as Rockstar's Grand Theft Auto 6? In your opinion?
There. I don't think you got to hit those numbers, but there's certain games that can do it. Like I feel Call of Duty has the type of clout that can be close to that. Because the thing is the only reason GTA is able to hit these kind of numbers is because they don't release often. If GTA released every year, they wouldn't do this. Like they wouldn't get these type of numbers. But they have high quality and they don't come out every year. It's like every decade.
Hold on, y'all can't hear Attic? Wait a second. How you can't hear Attic? I see.
Did they not hear me that whole time?
Wait a second. This is wild crazy. Because you should be coming through with no problem. Oh, they said we can. Oh, he said he can't hear him.
Oh, then you probably need to turn your stuff down.
No, you fine.
I'm talking. He needs to turn his stuff up.
He said he's low. Let me see. I got him at maximum. He said he can hear him fine. Okay. I don't know. Like, yeah, because Attic. Let me check the properties here. Yeah, he's at 100%. Oh, I don't know.
I think someone's trolling you.
He said he's quiet, but we can hear him. Oh, okay. Okay. No. All right. So when you wasn't talking. All right. Anyway, so listen. Let me read some of this article. Microsoft gaming business is going through a rough patch, but that doesn't mean everything within Xbox Game Studios experiencing the same reality. One of Microsoft's acquisitions is growing, which is good news for Xbox and for the gaming industry as a whole. Because the gaming industry right now, we're looking at some dark days, and I do have some information that I do want to talk about to you guys today that I'm truly against. We kind of broached it yesterday with the rest of the Lords not really wanting to dive deep into that whole ID conversation, but I'm opposed to it. But I think it's going to be much like the jab where you're going to be forced into it. And it says one of Microsoft's acquisitions is growing, which is good for Xbox and the gaming industry as a whole, especially because it involves a veteran studio with decades of experience. We're talking about Blizzard Entertainment, whose financial results have been so strong in recent years that it's now considered Xbox's best performing studio in that regard, and perhaps one of the offering hope to the company's gaming business that can have a brighter future. And with a lot of those titles, I told you before, as a console warrior, I would have took all of those games and made sure that they never saw the light of day on the PlayStation platform. And this is the reason why I don't run Xbox. Trust and believe. I am the only one that shares that opinion. I do not believe Attic shares that opinion. But Attic, I want to ask you the question. Now that the ABK deal is done, and we're kind of seeing where the chips is falling with all the layoffs and all the stuff that's happening, but the companies, the ones, the cream of the crop is rising to the top. Did you see this happening when they were getting it, or is this like a surprise to you? Attic?
Sorry.
Oh.
I'm kind of curious on like what exactly you're asking me. Like,
all right,
the
so with
Blizzard thing or the
ABK deal as a whole, because this is part of the whole ABK thing. King, Call of Duty, all of that stuff. We kind of knew that there was going to be consolidation. We kind of knew that there was going to be a little rough situation, but there was a point where it could have all went bad. Are you surprised that it's trending in the opposite direction and it's starting to look like hope?
No, I feel like it was a good decision for them to buy them regardless. Like, now as far as like the money, when you spend that kind of money, might change with the business direction that a company might go to. When you start seeing how much money they're making as a third party, you might look more into that. And I do think that like ABK itself has more games that make more sense being a third party publisher than anything else. But I've never felt like I felt like Microsoft was able to take advantage of the really, really, really bad PR that they were getting,
Yeah.
and they were able to leverage that to get the investors to sell their stock and like get out of the public market.
Yeah,
Like,
they put
I
pressure
don't-
on Strauss. They put
yeah,
huge
yeah.
pressure.
I don't.
I mean, not
ever
Strauss.
feel like
Bobby.
I never felt like even though their numbers were slipping a little bit, it was because they were underperforming in certain aspects, like they did last year with Call of Duty. I never felt like it's because ABK as a whole was at risk.
Oh, okay.
I feel like ABK was definitely, trending a little bit in the downward cycle, but a lot of companies were at that time, and a lot of companies are now. They got some of the most noticeable IPs in existence, from like WoW to Call of Duty to Overwatch. Like, you having those things by itself, if and a lot of it's management too. If you manage these IPs correctly and you do the right monetization approaches, you gonna make money regardless. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like as soon as they walk back them loot crates. And speaking of loot crates, I'm telling you, 4 lucky members, and I'm taking the top four members, and I'm going to put together such a loot crate for you guys. You're gonna get it. So I'm telling you now, I like high interaction, share it out, do all that, hype up the videos, do all that stuff, because I do read every comment in the background, and I do give you guys your videos early on the weekend to make sure that you have something to consume ahead of the masses, and that's what I choose to do. But Attic, something that I talked about yesterday on the show on Iron Lord's podcast, where we were dressed up in our favorite cartoon characters from the realm. You guys picked it. Y'all put it in it. You put us in them. Pause. We talked about age verification when it came to Grand Theft Auto 6. And that at this moment is just a rumor. But a reality has just hit Australian shores. And this is brought to you by Pure Xbox and Craig Reed. Xbox rolls out mandatory age verification to access 18 plus rated games in Australia. Age verification is needed for both Xbox and Microsoft stores. I know this was a thing with Discord, and it seems like as we get closer and closer to our digital future, it's going to be tied to our IDs. How do you feel about this, where you can no longer lurk in the shadows? Everybody must be identified, verified, and kind of located. How do you feel about this, Addict?
I don't like it. I think, I understand we're trying to protect the kids, but I think at the same time, like, we're doing too much protecting the kids and not enough giving tools and stuff for parents to protect their own kids. Like, so it's like, I don't think this is about protect the kids. I think they just want more information. And I don't even think it's like a big government thing watching you. I think they want it for analytic purposes. Oh, we know how many people's doing this. Like, they want information. I don't think it's for any one specific reason. They want to be able to have everyone's info so they can do as many type of surveys, or like the amount of info that they would get just off of that. And they claim they get rid of them, but they don't. So,
and I can show you how my information is being used against me. Do you see right here, the pet grooming partner, hair force dryer for dogs? I just purchased something like this for my dogs. You see it says Amazon Prime right here. As we go up, we're going to see the ads kind of cater their self to me. You see how it switched? Before it was about Gamescom, because we're getting ready to leave to go to Gamescom, and all our information is tied to that stuff right there. Airport stuff, all that stuff. Attic was working very hard in the background, making sure all the T's were crossed and all the I's was dotted.
That was annoying.
But you can see the glasses. My wife was looking for some glasses. This is when I tell you that these guys are, you see the coverage for your car? Data merchants this is where we're going with this. Now, I don't know who, you see the shotgun stuff, Mossberg? Yeah, semi-auto shotgun. Yeah, of course. I'm protecting my home. Don't come to the king's house unannounced. I'm watching this and I'm saying this information is going to be given to every and anyone the highest bidder. Kinda how Strauss went with Netflix. And I'm fearful, but let me read what the parts is to this thing. He says, okay, so users are now being sent the below message as verification begins to roll out in the down under. And you notice they go to Australia, they go to the outback, they go over there with the kangaroos and the marmosets, right? So you right there, is you too busy worrying about the crocodilian, you're not really worrying about the IDs. They're doing it over here before they bring it to big metropolises. I also know that London has been hit with this. I think London or Europe. I'm not European. Please give me grace. As part of our compliance program in Australia, beginning late August 2026, adult Xbox accounts must verify their age to be able to access apps and games rated 18 plus on Microsoft and Xbox stores. Access to such content may be restricted unless you verify your age. Apps and games you already own won't be affected. That means going forward, kind of like January 2028, where there'll be no physical. Going forward, it'll be different. Previous stuff is still supported. Select below to verify now. Please ignore if you're already verified. And it says Australia now joins the UK. See, I was right. UK and several US states, and I know California is one that passed that bill, implementing age verification requirements.
West Virginia is too.
For real? You got to show your ID when you, what? You serious?
I had to do it for YouTube.
Oh, I did that too. No, I think YouTube had to do that for the payment though. Because everybody think we shield for Sony and Xbox. No, we shield for ourselves. That's the only reason why I had to give mine though, I think. I guess because we're employees of YouTube. Technically, we're independent contractors of YouTube. Not employees. I got to look into that. Microsoft told us last year to expect more regions in the future, so it's likely we'll see more countries follow suit. If you'd rather verify your age ahead of prompt, you'll just be asked to do so, just likely to sign into your Microsoft account and provide one of the following: a government issue ID, driver's license, passport, national ID, email-based age verification, credit card. I don't know why anybody would do that. Financial a facial age estimation using a wow. You take a selfie of yourself just to say, yeah, he look old as shit. That's
I'd rather do that than
crazy.
Give ID, though.
Me too. Me too. I would rather take a picture of my face. Because how many facial cameras is out here? How many people got Ring doorbell cameras? How many lights do we go past and you have all these little flock cameras out here following us?
You can't commit a crime in New York without being seen.
It's over. I already told people, if you had dreams of being Tony Montana in this day and age, you're going to jail for life. Life. You hear me?
Before you even do half the stuff he did.
You're not going to sell one key. Not one bird going to fly. You're done, son. Trust and believe. And everybody's snitching. So forget about it.
You got to roll more like Ghost from Power. That's the only thing you can do.
Facts. Yo, it's funny how Addict got a Power reference. Oh, that's my guy. Now, if you're like me, I can't stand outages. I don't care if it's power outages. I don't care if it's service outages. We just suffered one of the service outages that lasted like 20 hours on Xbox recently. PlayStation went first. Xbox said, hold my beer. I got this. I'll show you how you should do this, son. And I thought Xbox came out with some half-ass excuse saying some third-party company that was in charge of important security measures or some type of something that they were in charge of failed. In a business where time is money, and we know these millionaires don't waste a second, to be out 20 hours means there was something else going on. But Xbox understood that the king did not believe that stuff that was coming out of their mouth. So they double back to try to explain again how they're going to fix it in the future so it'll never happen again. And I tell you this, the mark of a liar is the more you try to explain, the more I believe you're lying. So this is brought to you by Pure Xbox and my man Craig Reed. Xbox releases major bug fix this week to address recent server outage issues. Xbox CTO is as transparent as the 25th anniversary Xbox, and we love to see it. Man, the glaze on that was just like a Krispy Kreme donut. Xbox Chief Technology Officer Scott Van Vette, whatever. Sorry, I didn't mean to mess up your name, and I'll probably see him soon. Who was praised for his transparency following the major Xbox outage, left some users unable to play games and disc. That was the wildest part, that I wasn't able to play disc, but I remember I did know. Is back with another update. On July 2028, I'm thinking about January. On July 28th, Van stated that the licensing service that sits outside of Xbox, this is what I was talking about, caused a server crash that lasted roughly 20 hours. He went on to say Xbox engineers was running a full post-incident review and hoped to understand why the failure is one service was able to take down so much. The Xbox CTO has taken to social media once more to share his findings, including the root cause of what Microsoft has done to address it and what comes next. Attic, I'm going to read what he says. I want to hear you, if you believe him or not. As I previously wrote, an underlying... I knew he was going to say
I don't even know what you're about to say. I don't believe it.
I previously wrote an underlying service required for Xbox home console sharing and Game Pass purchase content, as well as some PC scenarios experienced an outage, whereas update to the system put some services in an unresponsive state. This could have been that disc to digital stuff, y'all. This was because remember, that was supposed to be done in August. This was compounded by a bug in Xbox client software stack, which caused other license checks to also fail when that first service went down. These two issues created some cascading failure scenarios that affected some players' ability to launch games and causing cascading issues with the library. We are in transitioning ownership of the underlying licensing service to the Xbox team, while our engineers are actively hardening the service and infrastructure for future updates. The client bug has been fixed, and in the upcoming release, which starts rolling out today, August 10th, and becomes mandatory August 17th. Addict, do you believe this?
Here's the thing. There's like a bunch of companies that got hit at that same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me to believe that this one studio had a bug. I mean, this one company had a bug in the system or a glitch that made everything happen.
20 hours.
Do I think they got compromised? No. Do I think maybe they did something because they saw so many other people getting hit?
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe that's what started the glitch. They saw people getting hit and felt like we need to tighten our stuff up, and they made wrong calls because they were panicking more and not doing things slowly and naturally. Because sometimes we see it with YouTube make an update, destroys the whole system. They have to walk it back slowly.
My views have been tanking, bro, messing with this daggone YouTube stuff. Ridiculous. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. This is half truths. Do I believe that there was one outside client that had some control over some aspects of stuff? Yeah. Do I believe that they were tinkering with things in the background? Yeah. Do I believe that they will come out and say this was brought to you by disc to digital? Hell no. Because they want that thing to be the Messiah. They want that thing to be the second coming. They want it to be so pristine and clean that it can be beyond reproach. So again, if there's bugs in the system based upon them updating some aspects of their infrastructure because of implementations of game preservation, that will put in question game preservation. And I don't think they want to jeopardize that narrative at all. At all costs, if they're going to walk out of this fire that PlayStation is currently burning themselves up in like Sukuna, I believe that Asha, the Empress, the Mother of Dragons, literally needs this thing to be as clean as possible. So again, I believe there's half truths here, but are they buttoning up some stuff? Obviously. Can they have another 20-hour outage? Absolutely not. Especially when it affected your physical games. I think that we thought we are safe with physical, and we kind of knew with digital stuff that was par for the course, right? So I don't know, but it's an interesting take on his conversations having it, and I gotta respect that Xbox is saying anything. And I'm always going to stand on that. Yeah, I support you saying something. I don't support absolute silence, because I think in absolute silence, you give me the ability to speculate. And once I start speculating, you guys know my brain better than myself. My brain is going to go to the wildest reaches of the cosmos. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. You know what it is. I'm going to run it up on these bums. I'm going to keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation. Remember, I'm the one that was telling y'all that Xbox had the marketing rights for Grand Theft Auto 6. And who would have thought it was Netflix? But we got some more stuff that's happening. And Addict knows this game more so than any other person that I know.
Beast Reincarnation.
Nah, I'm talking about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth has started with a solid showing on Xbox, despite coming out 2 years later. And I gotta say, Xbox, stand up and give yourself a round of applause. You guys asked for it. You saw in the community fan fest where myself, Lord Addict, Lord Cognito was there as fans, and I don't know why they made us media this year going to fan fest. But when we saw Final Fantasy VII Remake announced for Xbox, I cheered. I screamed. We all stood up with a collective round of applause. And then we found out that all the titles will be making it over to Xbox, with the final title launching day and date on the platform with the other console that shall not be named here. Addict, did you think that this title had a chance of being a success on Xbox 2 years out?
I guess it would just depend on what their perception of success is. We know that this company has a really bad habit of having like crazy expectations on what they feel something should do.
Yeah.
So as long as they had like realistic an approach and numbers on what a 2-3 year old game, like I feel like they would be fine. But it's just, is Square Enix gonna have that approach? And it looks like this time they're like, look, we can't expect to sell what the platform that we had exclusive with, because by then the story's been ruined to a lot of people.
Yeah.
People's watched videos because they didn't have the platform to play it, and stuff like that happens. But it does look like the Xbox and Switch version sold very well.
All right.
I feel like if it didn't do good, they probably wouldn't even mentioned it, but it did good enough to exceed their expectations, in my opinion.
All right, guys. So I see that you say, hey, believe. Member for 17 months, my man. Soldier X rank. Are you in the running for that loot crate? I hope so. Yo, what's up? Hashtag no PlayStation 6. Hashtag boots on Kong's neck. Factoids. Now, I see that you guys say we need a hashtag no PlayStation 6 emote. I don't have a deck here. Upstairs, I have this elaborate deck inside my other media room. And I have the people coming over to do some security stuff that I needed done. That's why you saw that shotgun and all that other stuff, because the king is doing some stuff, upgrading, baby. And if y'all look at this logo real quick on my overlay, you see that KC right there? That's King's Corner. And in King's Corner, we will be talking comic books, statues, video games, Marvel, DC, and everything under the sun that's fun. So stick around, stay close, and we're going to get to those emotes. You heard me? So Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is making waves on Xbox. The Japanese publisher shared some interesting sales figures for the first quarter of its current fiscal year, revealing a 32.3% increase in net sales and an 86.6% boost in operating income. All of this to say, Square Enix is having a pretty good year, and it seems solid sales of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and the Adventures of Elliot on Xbox and Switch 2 have played a big part in that. And what did we?
Elliot was good. I beat that game.
I actually liked it. I got the demo on my Switch too. And first of all, I'm so sick and tired of you beating every game. This guy beats more games than I get a chance to even boot up. This is ridiculous. Don't ever challenge him to a game off. You lost. Understand he's the Sukuna of ending games. And the reason why I'm so high on that, I was watching Jujutsu Kaisen before this. It's so many in season 2. There is so many what the F moments. Oh, let's get it. Legendary Intel. Soldier S rank. Member for 15 months. I salute you, Soldier. Are you in the running for that loot crate? Will that loot crate be shipped to you with all those goodies? I mean, some of the goodies is absolutely unbelievable. You can get plushies. You can get wall mounts. You can get coin holders. The king has it all. And it's all for you members. So, Xbox Rock Ally X. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. You know what it is. And you know how we do. We play the game how it was meant to be played. And apparently, Square Enix realized being loyal to somebody that don't respect physical, well, damn it, they don't respect anything. So you might as well give it to everybody while you're being locked down to one where you can go out and have all the fun. And you see the numbers is up. The numbers don't lie. When you go green, well, you know the saying, you go home in a wheelchair. Hey! Oh! Let's get it! Let's get back to that.
At Legendary Intel donated $4.99 through Super Chat. Whoever gets it gets it. Best community on earth. Iron Lords, dip down, turn up. Hashtag no PlayStation 6.
Thank you, Hollywood. I'm gonna tell you, man, from yesterday, my throat is parched, bruh.
I'm gonna let that go. That one's too easy.
Pause.
At Hollywood Rules donated $2 through Super Chat. Salute to the general. Hashtag no PS6.
Facts. Listen, man, I found out that you can stream your PlayStation games on your Steam Deck. It's over now. And as that transitioning is happening, we're getting to that right there. Listen, man, I told you before that no PlayStation is needed. And this is brought to you by Eurogamer. You can now stream PlayStation Plus games to your Steam Deck without owning a PlayStation 5 and without buying a PlayStation Portal. Uh-oh. Is the Steam Deck the new PlayStation? Is PlayStation in trouble? Is this the reason why PlayStation was walking away from PC? Well, whether you walk away and never show up, they got your soul. Shang Tsung resides in the Steam Deck. And this is brought to you by Vicky Blake, the new cloud streaming app that allows players to stream PlayStation games to their Steam Deck and Steam machine without a PlayStation 5 has just opened a playtest. A Sobi remote play, not to be confused with the developers of the same name. It has just entered public testing on the Steam Deck and the Steam machine and other Steam, OS, and Linux devices. Streaming your PlayStation 4, your PlayStation 5 on a Steam Deck over your home network isn't new. Asobi and similar apps have supported it for a while, before the PlayStation Portal even existed. But as spotted by video cards, what's new here is the PlayStation Plus Premium Cloud Streaming specifically. With an active subscription, you can now pull games straight from the cloud catalog onto your Steam Deck and your Steam machine without a PlayStation 5 anywhere in the equation, which is a general step up from what the Steam Deck owners have been able to do. Now, I'm going to show you something that, oh, well, no, this is on that portal. Ah, man, I thought they had a video. I was about to be messy. Oh, man. Yo, but I want to know, do you Asobi? Because I's Asobi too. I's Asobi, you's Asobi, we's Asobi. Wouldn't you like to be Asobi too? Be Asobi, forget PlayStation. Be Asobi, throw it in the garbage. Be Asobi, forget PlayStation Nation. Yeah! I cannot wait to stream what's that? Wolverine. Gotcha soul, baby. Oh my God. I might have to get a Steam machine just for that. Just to be as petty as I need to be. But I want to thank each and every last one of you guys for showing up. Oh, hold on. Oh, here we go.
At Nkosto Flowered 2398 donated $2 through Super Chat. Just got here. What's up with the loot crate talk?
All right, so the loot crate stuff is, listen, the king comes bearing gifts. Not just one giant bag. Another bag. And another bag. As you can see, and a big box that's in the back there. I'm going to start making sure.
He likes big boxes.
Pause. That's what she said. I'm going to start making sure that you guys start seeing from what our end is. We go to these shows, Attic and the rest of the lords and myself, and we get a ton of merch going back home. And we hand it out to friends and family. It got to the point right now where my friends and my family say, leave me alone. And I have all this stuff. And I said, who deserves it more? The people that support the hardest. The people that is there. I got people that have been members since I started. And, you know, my mother always told me that you will never be a prophet in your own land. I have people support me in Australia, in Germany. Can't wait to see you guys soon. I had this one lady that came up to me in Japan and said, King David, I follow you on YouTube. That was the kindest, greatest thing in this universe to me. So if I can pack up once a month 4 to 5 loot crates to give out to you guys that are supporting me, I truly am humbled that I'm able to do anything. But I want to thank Attic for showing up today. And, you know, my guy is always here to support. He's always in the background. He's always doing something. And I respect his hard work and his efforts. I don't even know how he gets a chance to play games. I swear to God, I don't even know how he does it. But he does it. Attic, you got anything popping off today?
Yeah, I guess I'll be directed them to my stream I'm about to do. So.
See, he about to stream a game right now. This is what I'm talking about. This guy, he's about to stream a game, and I'm about to wash some dogs. See,
Well, I'm trying to finish Kingdom Hearts. I don't know if I'll finish it today, but
I saw you playing. No, you was playing Power Word the other day when I saw it. But
yeah, I'd like to play that more. But Tyler keeps having a life. Like
that's crazy. But I want y'all to do what I'm about to do. I want you to go where game is game and win is win. And I want you to make sure that you get to Game Pass Ultimate, because that's where Gears E Day is exclusive. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Porter Rock. I saw you on your cruise. I got you. I'm gonna do what Xbox does. I'm gonna show you some stuff. But I also saw the caption you put. You said he's smiling because he was having a good time. And I loved it. I actually loved that. I swear to God, get out, touch grass, go have fun, go to experience this world. Cruises is underrated, and I'm going to show y'all some stuff. But he said he's happy knowing that he's able to play Grand Theft Auto 6 and Wolverine on his PlayStation 5 Pro. And I said, hold my beer. I'm going to show y'all some stuff. I can't wait to play E-Day and Grand Theft Auto 6 on my Xbox Series X. And I want y'all to try to play the Game Pass. But before you play the Game Pass, I told you I'm the unmitigated best at this. And you find anybody better than me, then put them up.
What's a man or a king? What's it saying? Advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot what said as you claim it. It's that Xbox. Spin the block, his legs live. Fast talking, no riddling. Moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much make it a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's a man or a king? What's it saying? Advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot what said as you claim it.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted, this what you wanted.